Alrighty, guys, welcome in, welcome in. Let's get into some Flight Sim. I'm here with a Cessna 172 doing cargo, light cargo. Crazy fast delivery. Going with my name, Crazy Kid. Crazy fast delivery is running. I've had some issues with some audio on these aircraft. Any mission with a Bonanza has had no audio for the Bonanza, no airplane audio with the Bonanza. Environmental and ATC and your voice and all that works, but I was having those issues. And now that I've bought my own airplane, I'm having the same issues with this Cessna too. So not really great for that. This one down here would be, where's the weather at right now? Because I have true weather on, and it is currently calm over here. Well, let me pull up ForeFlight real quick. Weather's down there. Is not really much around Miami and all. Palm Beach is all winds, calm, clear skies. Let's see. Going up to Sebring, Fort Meade. That might be a good place to sort of start to get some better weather. Because where I'm at right now is a little bit choppy. Turn clouds on. Okay. No aircraft available. Minimum transfer cost 3,800 credits. So we can transfer the Cessna down here. Spend about 4,000. I got enough credits. Spend about 4,000 and get down to Florida. Let's do that, and then let's see if transfer closest aircraft. Let's see if we can potentially fix this audio. Hopefully, my bit rate's not that great. All right, fuel weight management. Let's see here. Payload is pretty up there. 3,800 pounds. That's a lot. That is a lot. Let's add a little bit of fuel. We'll go 300 pounds. That's 50 gallons of fuel. We'll refuel. And I will pay $2,300 to refuel that. So, yep. That looks good there. Let's see. What are we doing out over here today? We're going from 06 Fox Alpha, which is currently no METAR available. Awesome. If I've not crosswind either runway. Well, let's see what our closest. What's PBI looking at? PBI's VFR, we're looking 130 at 11, gusting 16 knots, so still pretty windy. 10 miles, broken at 4,100, broken at 25,000, so about a 4,000 foot layer. Does this one have info? It does not. Where is the next closest? It's been forever since I have flown. There's Okeechobee. No METAR available for Papa Hotel Kilo X10. Might. No. What's Boca reporting? Boca's reporting 120, gusting 16, so it's still windy. 10 miles scattered at 3,600. So 3,600 foot ceiling down there might actually affect this. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing that, we're going into, God, I don't even know if this is going to have a procedure. Runway 1, runway 19 maybe. Nope. No procedure. What's the weather up there? Doesn't say. 5 knot headwind, 9 knot crosswind. So either one's going to be the same. 0-1 might be easier just to come in and hit like that. 1 knot. Yeah. 1's going to be the more direct one. So runway 1, we're going to go at approach, VFR pattern, left, direct. That's not right. That looks... 010 would be going to the north. We're just going direct. No approach procedure, nothing like that. We're just going to go. File plan with ATC. Actually, hold up. Nope, 10,000 feet looks good. File plan with ATC. Send route to avionics. And let's go fly. And hopefully what I did to fix these sounds actually works. Because if that works, we'll be in for a treat. If it doesn't, well, bah humbug. Because I really don't want to have to uninstall and reinstall just to get these sounds to work. Yeah, I'm a little balding back here. Just leave me. Okay. Some of those sounds are working. Look at my landing gear. Okay. That's closed. So you would look up underneath it, check those pins and rods and pins and all, check the front of the wing. We already checked the oil. that, check all that. That looks all fine and dandy. Alright, hopefully this door doing this. Oh my god, it's working! Yes! Yeah, alright. Fuel pump. We'll go ahead and go mixture rich, put it a little bit forward. Mixture out, fuel pump out. We'll go ahead and get that off of there. And we'll go beacon on and start her up. Cool. Avionics coming on, all lights on. Fuel pumps off. All that's set, enter. Alright. It wants me to shut down the engine? Why? Oh. Okay, I have to request. That's fine. Let me request my IFR clearance first.
Ground Cessna November 11 Tree 4 IFR to 1 Foxtrot Alpha 9er ready to copy.
Cessna November 11 Tree 4 is cleared to 1 Foxtrot Alpha 9er Airport as filed. Expect runway 27, maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 132.15 squawk 7351.
7351. Okay. Let me read it back.
Cleared to 1 Foxtrot Alpha 9er as filed runway 27 maintain
Direct runway 27.
Departure frequency
11,000 because we are going. No, that doesn't make sense.
Squawk 7351 Cessna November 11 Tree 4.
Cessna Tree 4 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.65 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Okay.
Captain, are you ready? Great. It's Francis, your dispatcher, you know? Just a quick reminder about today's job. You have bulk cargo behind you. Time-critical shipment for our client site. Expected in no time at Fort Meade. The skids have high tolerance with turbulence, but make sure you keep the delivery smooth and on time. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe flying, Captain.
32 feet, so that's not... Okay. Let's see... What is our ATIS? We don't have an ATIS. Cool. But we're 32 feet for our barrow, so we're just going to set it... Wait, we're negative 100. (3016) or 3015 is one of the two. And then we're going to be runway heading for now, so 270. 270. We'll go ahead and turn this on. Up, up, forward, backwards, right, and left, and brakes. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and request a taxi clearance.
Ground Cessna November 11 Tree 4 ready to taxi IFR.
Cessna November 11 Tree 4 taxi to and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway. Contact tower on 120.4 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 27 via taxiway Cessna Tree 4.
Turn around here. Taxiing to this hold short right up here. And then we'll be all set to go. Alrighty. We're stopped at the hold short. We'll request takeoff clearance.
Tower Cessna November 11 Tree 4 at runway 27 ready for departure IFR to 1 Foxtrot Alpha 9er.
Runway 27.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27 Cessna November 11 Tree 4.
And give us a little bit of throttle. just to get moving. And we'll taxi out here onto runway 27. This is a displaced threshold. You can tell by the chevron arrows pointing. Means you cannot land from them, but you can take off from them or taxi on them, one of the two. All right, clear for takeoff. Heels to the floor, full power. Power is set. Engine gauges all look good in the green. Airspeed's alive. 40 knots. 50. There's 60. Climbing initially. Heading, flight level change.
Cessna Tree 4, contact Miami Center on 132.15. Good day.
13215.
132.15 for Cessna Tree 4. Miami Center Cessna, November 11 Tree 4 is passing 700 feet, climbing 11,000 feet. Cessna November 11 Tree 4 Miami Center altimeter, tree 0.17 continue as planned. Cessna Tree 4 contact Miami Center on 132.45. Good day.
3245. Have a good one.
132.45 Cessna Tree 4.
All right, we're on our way.
Miami Center Cessna, November 11 Tree 4 is at 1,200 feet, climbing 11,000 feet. Cessna November 11 Tree 4 Miami Center altimeter, tree 0.17 continue as planned. Cessna Tree 4 reset transponder. Squawk 7 Tree 51.
Sorry, alt. There we go. 7351 is on the squawk, just didn't click alt, which means altitude reporting, and they need to see that. It needs to say that for them to be able to see it. All right, so I used to fly in Florida. I've moved since I've since then moved to the great state of the Carolinas. Not going to say which one, just one of the Carolinas area. Really just beautiful. Mountains, beach, all the kind. Love it up here. But I used to fly in Florida quite a bit. Obviously, I lived there. So that's where I started my flight training. Got my private pilot certificate. Did most of my instrument training before moving up here and finishing it up. And it really was, getting to see the two different parts of aviation, pretty much. The two different communities, the two different styles of aviation between Florida and the Carolinas. I'm going to turn that volume down just a little bit. Between Florida and the Carolinas, it's just really eye-opening how, number one, the community of aviation is such a tight-knit community overall. We really are. Everyone comes together. Everyone loves to do the same things. Aviation is very, very much so like a family, no matter where you go. The differences, though, while small, really show you how different levels of pilots are made, right? So down in Florida, you have a lot of good weather days. A lot. Wintertime, it's better. You have high pressure systems come through from the north, push all the moisture out, push all the unstable air out, give you stable air. That's very clear skies, clear days, and you go up and you enjoy it. You also have to learn how to navigate around storms. And, they teach you from the get-go, yeah, stay 20 miles away from a thunderstorm because you'll never know when you're going to get anything in terms of hail, wind shear, and downdrafts and things like that. You can get them within 20 miles. Sure. In Florida, you have to learn how to pick your battles. You have to learn, especially if you're flying in the summertime, how to navigate through a little bit tougher weather in the afternoon when these storms pop up out of nowhere, and how to make those decisions of, do I continue the flight? Do I stop? Do I wait it out? Do I pick my way around them? Do I go the long way around them? Do I divert over to here? Do I do this? Do I do that? You have to pick that. You have to figure it out very quickly. Otherwise, it could end up very badly. In the Carolinas, while you get some of that in the summertime, you don't get as much as Florida does. You also have much more issues with ice and freezing, and in the wintertime you get colder weather, you get the susceptibility to icing, and that's another obstacle you have to come across. When it comes to communities, though, the Florida community is very, we're here to work. We love what we do. We love the aviation community as a whole. That's great. But most people in Florida, most pilots in Florida are there to work. They're there to get their time in, put their time in, work the job, and go home. Or, and it's another aspect of that, this is their end job. This is the retirement job. This is what we're doing till we retire, and we're having fun doing it. Great, but this is not, what I am. This position that I'm in currently is not necessarily my passion, but I'm here to make money and actually, do a good job. When you go up to the Carolina area, you have a much heavier influence, number one, on southern things. Florida, it's south, but it's not truly south once you get south of Tampa. Miami is very Cuban and very not really south. It's city south. You get down there, and everyone's there to work. Everyone's a pilot. Everyone's flying Gulfstreams. Everyone's there to work. Very much so like California. Up here, it's south. And in the south, everyone's family. You have NASCAR. Plays a massive influence in aviation. I've met so many pilots, flown with so many pilots, who have familial ties to NASCAR drivers, owners. They're friends with drivers. They're friends of owners. They used to fly for this race car driver. They used to fly for that race team. They used to do this, used to do that. They got out of that side and moved into another side of aviation, flying and managing another kind of airplane. You have a very heavy influence of NASCAR. And that brings people together just a little bit more up here. And you have a very, very rich community where everybody knows each other. No one's really here just to work. They're here because they love doing what they're doing. They love to fly. They love to do these things. And they're here because they love it. And when you get that different sense of the community, It's amazing. It really is. Anyways, I used to fly in Florida. It's fairly... it taught me a lot. It did, because flying around Florida, especially I was in the Tampa area, in a busier airspace, I had to learn in the summertime how to shoot approaches when the plane is all over the place. I had to learn how to maintain all of that to a T when the weather is fighting you. And I had to learn how to make the smart decisions very early on. All the while, you're sweating your ass off. Excuse my French. All the while, you're sweating to death in the cockpit because you don't have AC, or the one plane that does have AC, you have to turn it off when you're landing or taking off, when it's the worst. So you learn really quick how to push through everything and just fly. And that's what I really got from Florida, was how to fly and how to do it precisely and safely too. There have been many days where I flew smooth flight in the morning somewhere, and on the way back I'm getting chased by storm clouds, and the turbulence has gone to severe, and I'm having to manage it all by myself. It's happened. It happens a lot. I feel like I am now a better pilot because it has happened. So taking those small wins is really, really great when it comes to flying. All right. Let's look at how we're coming along here. We are 70 nautical miles out. We have 2,100 feet to go till our top of climb, and then we'll be in our cruise. And that shows currently about 44 minutes left in this leg. It's probably going to be slower than that. That's just showing based off of our current ground speed. So if you guys don't know how to read a G1000, it's really simple. In fact, I'm going to show you how I learned on a G1000. Let's go. No, it's not in here. PFD options. We'll go with that. That's how I learned. That's the G1000 I learned on. In Tampa. And you wouldn't be able to look outside and see, oh, Lake Okeechobee is really freaking massive over here. No. You'd be here. You'd be flying like that. You'd be referencing this. And you'd be flying like this. And, oh, you might be able to do, an inset map right here. But you didn't have an HSI map that you could do. No, you'd have the inset map. And even the inset map really didn't have terrain much. So, yeah. You wouldn't have topographic. You'd have a little bit more like that, maybe. So, yeah, map off and just leave it like that. One thing that is not modeled in here is the OBS, or the Omnibearing Selector, or as some people, as I've heard it called before, the Orange Blossom Special. That's just pilots being pilots and being really stupid and fun. PFD options, though, I did learn with the classic blue over brown. When you hear me say blue over brown, if I'm doing an instrument check before we take off, which I didn't do this time, you run through a check of all of your instruments, okay? You're going to say blue over brown. All right, I have my attitude indicator, the full screen here, is oriented correctly. Blue is on top of brown. That looks correct. That could change based on your airplane. Some of them are flipped. But blue over brown. Cool. Heading indicator is showing our current heading. 312, you match that to the compass. 312. Your compass has no cracks, no leaks. There's no fluid anywhere. No bubbles. Some of them might have a bubble. That's okay. But if it has bubbles like all the way around it, or a big bubble where it's barely floating, that's where you have issues. No cracks, leaks, bubbles, floating freely. That means that the compass puck in there is floating freely. Deviation card is right here on the top and the bottom. And I would say deviation card is clear and legible to the pilot. Cool. And this is my standard briefing. So blue over brown, within 75 feet of field elevation, you check your elevation, your altimeter. You're within 75 feet of your field elevation on the current altimeter setting, or it's set to your current field elevation. Whichever makes more sense. Blue over brown, within 75 feet of field elevation, vertical speed reading 0. You would make sure that that reads 0. Balls straight and level in the cage. That's this right here. Airspeed reading 0. Heading indicator reads this. Compass reads the same. Or heading indicator is 312. 312 straight and level, or 312. 312. No cracks, leaks, bubbles. Deviation card is no cracks, leaks, bubbles. Floating freely. Deviation card is clear and visible to the pilot. And then you'd also come down here on this one and verify with your standby. Standby altimeter is set within 75 feet, blue over brown, straight and level, and airspeed matches 0. So that's a basic instrument scan. I'm going to turn that back on. Just because people are used to seeing that with DNXI. We're coming up on 11,000 feet. And then from there we will be leveling off. And how we level off is we're going to pitch. And that's going to do it automatically for us. It's going to pitch and it's going to set our little flight path vector, as it's called, or an FPV. I call it a meatball. It's going to put that on the horizon so that we maintain. That's what our plane is going to do 6 seconds in the future. Everything that this system shows is 6 seconds in the future. Okay, so this pink little airspeed vector line right there next to the airspeed, that says that in 6 seconds, based off of our current acceleration, you will be at this airspeed. With a climb in 6 seconds, based off of our current feet per minute, you'll be at this altitude. With a turn, within 6 seconds, you'll be at this, whatever the bank would be. You'll be at this heading if you maintain it. Standard rate would go to this notch right here. Half standard rate is that half notch. Standard rate is 360 degrees in 2 minutes, or 3 degrees per second. Another way to look at that is 180 degrees takes 1 minute. All right. So we're leveled off. We're gonna pitch. Already done. We're gonna trim, and that's done with the autopilot. And then we're gonna power. And for this, I'm just gonna pull this back to 2450. And probably just a little bit over 2450. Okay. Now we're going to come in here. We have this great tool with the G1000. We have an engine lean. This is going to show our EGT here. And we're going to go assist. And actually, I'm going to turn the assist off. I'm going to increase that mixture. We're going to go assist. Nope. assist, and as it increases, as I slowly pull that mixture back out, going to slowly increase. And what we do is we set the best power to fuel burn is 50 degrees rich of peak EGT, or exhaust gas temperature. So what this assist does is it will register the peak EGT, and then it will show you the change or the delta from that peak EGT. So you go until it shows peak EGT, and that's peak EGT. So now it's already changed. So we're going to go up, and we're going to increase our mixture until we are 50 degrees Fahrenheit rich. So I'm adding fuel rich of that peak EGT. So we're at 35, 30, 40 now. A little bit bump more. 47, 48. I'm going to bump it just a touch. And there's that 50. Right there. So there's 50. And now I'm not going to touch the mixture until I descend. Because that is now set for best economy. We will bump the power up a little bit, 2450. When you want to do that is in cruise, constant airspeed, constant power setting. That's the best way you're going to get the most accurate EGT reading. So we're going 104 knots over the ground. Our direct track is 314, and our current track is 314. 31 minutes out from our destination. All right, so one thing I'm going to check, procedures. We're going to select approach. That scared me a little bit.
Good day.
All right, we're going over to
Going
Miami
to
Center.
127.2 Cessna Tree 4.
27.2.
Miami Center Cessna November 11 Tree for 11,000 feet. Cessna November 11 Tree for Miami Center altimeter tree 0.17 continuous
Already set?
plan.
Continue as planned. Okay. So we're going to hit tab, grab this, and we're going to go to our destination airport. We are going to be weather, runways. It looks like wind's calm. Wind's calm. All right. So we're going to be coming in runway 1. So I'm going to set up the visual for runway 1. We're going to do vectors. Minimums are not applicable because it's visual. And I'm just going to load it for now. Okay. And what that will do is I can go straight to these points whenever I get closer. But until then, we are still on this heading. On this ground track. All right. Cruising along here, 90 knots, 91 knots, 2450. That's about the a decent one to keep any sort of speed in your airplane for a 172, especially 11,000 feet. The good thing that is saving us is our true airspeed is 110 knots or so. and that's putting our ground speed up to 105 knots.
Cessna Tree 4, you can cancel IFR. Continue VFR to your destination.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna cancel IFR
Miami
then.
Center Cessna Tree 4 would like to cancel IFR.
Okay, so we're going
Cessna Tree
northwest.
4 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Cool. All right, and we'll go VFR. Arrival airport. No, that's going to be closer. I'm going to set us down to 10,500 because we are heading on a more westerly direction, which means that we need to be at a positive 1,000, so 10,000, plus 500 for VFR. So I'm just going to vertical speed us down at like 500 feet a minute, and we'll take a minute to get down here, to get down 500 feet. That'll also help us pick up a little bit of speed with the throttle setting we have. They pretty much said, nah, we're not gonna watch you anymore. We're too bored. You have nothing. You're not really doing anything important, so go. All right, I'm gonna zoom in here. "45 nautical miles out." Okay, so here's some quick math. We were going about 100 knots over the ground. We'll see what that levels out to here shortly. Our arrival airport, 1 Fox Alpha 9, 141 feet off above the sea level. Yep, now it's going to pitch back up and maintain that altitude. Okay, so we're going just about 100, 110 knots over the ground. Some quick math. I'll say we'll give it a little bit extra buffer. I'll say 120 knots is what we're traveling. So that means that we're going 120 nautical miles per hour. Okay, that's what it is. That's what a knot is. It's nautical miles per hour. So at 120 knots, that means that we are then going 2 miles per minute. Okay, that's at 60 knots. You're going 1 mile a minute because there's 60 minutes in an hour, 60 miles in an hour, so 1 mile per minute. So going double that, you're going 2 miles per minute. So 120 knots, we're going 2 miles per minute. We need to descend, let's see, we'll just call it a full 10,500, make it nice and easy. We need to descend 10,500 feet by the time we get to our destination. So 10.5, we will descend at a nice smooth rate of 500 feet per minute. At 10.5 times 2 is effectively what that is, 10.5 times 2, because it takes you 2 minutes to descend 1,000 feet. So that's going to take 21 minutes. Okay? Actually, this is really working out great. It's going to take 21 minutes for us to descend. At 120 knots over the ground, 2 miles a minute times 21 minutes, it's going to take us 42 miles to descend at 500 feet per minute. So, I can see we are just under 41 miles out. I'm going to start my descent, and we'll go down to 1,000 feet. And we'll go vertical speed at 500 feet per minute. And I'm going to keep that power pulled back until we accelerate, or I'm going to keep that power in a little bit, get us up to that 120 knot mark over the ground. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as we get lower, our true airspeed and our ground speed are going to decrease. So we will actually end up descending in a shorter distance than that 42 miles out. That's just luck of the draw, you know. But 40 miles is about a good distance out to start descending. All right, I'm gonna pull this back to 2,500. Just let it do its thing at 2,500. Actually, 2,450. We're going 119 knots. So closer to about 15 miles out, we'll call up and advise our location. And as I'm descending, I'm going to below 10,000 feet. I'm going to just give it a slight bump of mixture. We have 18 minutes left in our flight. Hopefully this will bring in a decent bit of money. And yeah, we'll see. See what we can do after this. I do have a high performance endorsement. I might look at getting in a jet endorsement and all like that tonight. So try and get some maybe turboprop airplane stuff or something along those lines. Still going 120 knots ish. Wind is blowing us around quite a bit, gusting. It was saying wind's calm, but we'll see. Let's see, does that one have any weather? No. Does the Air Force Base have any weather? No. Does that one? Okay, does Bartow have any weather? Bartow does 6 knots from 130 degrees. So runway 1, it's going to be a crosswind regardless. But this says 0 from 0. But it also says 4 knot headwind on either one. So I don't know. It's a little questionable. Alright, we're currently 31 nautical miles out. And coming down to 8,000 feet now. go ahead and zoom this in just a touch. Coming down on our descent in the 172. Going 122 knots over the ground now. Pull that engine back a little bit, get that fuel flow out of there. Coming up on closer to 6,000, I'll go ahead and increase the mixture again once we hit 6. Says we're 13 minutes out. We'll be there in no time. Alrighty. In a 172, it really pays just to be nice and smooth and take your time with it, because it's slow. It's gonna be slow, but you know, just take your time with it. Don't get in a hurry, because when you get into a hurry, you're probably gonna mess something up. And you're just going to be wanting to get there and get there and get there and just come on, and you can end up causing damage if you push the engine too hard, if you just try and get it there faster. You could push the airframe too hard. They have a pretty wide green arc on the speed tape, but it's not gonna go that fast unless, like, you're in this situation, you're in a descent. In this situation, this is about all you're gonna get. This is all you're gonna get out of it. Really, you're not gonna get it much more than that. 120 knots is actually really good. We're getting a true airspeed of almost 130 knots, but you're not going to get much more than that. All lights on, pitot heat and cabin power is on. That is all fine. It's a clear enough day. We do not need that pitot heat on. And I don't have anything plugged in back there, do I? No, this is cargo configuration, so just turn off that cabin 12 volt. I don't have anything plugged into the cigarette outlet yet, so we're good. All lights are on as required. Not really required, but just helping people see where I am at. That is the best thing you can do for yourself in an actual situation. You turn all your lights on so that people can see where you're at. We're descending nicely. Alrighty. Coming up on about 20 miles out. We'll call here in about 10 miles or so. Let them know, hey, we're coming in. Watch for a completely white Cessna to be coming in on final. The ADF DME does actually have stuff, but not really, all that great. Here's tab. I really wish they added that FMS button so that it would actually work. That is one thing that I don't like about this this airplane in this version. Because then I can't really navigate the G1000 appropriately, right? I was able to in Microsoft 2020, but not really easily in this one. All right, we're going 141 knots over the ground. I'm going to pull that power back just a little bit to under 2,500. We're going to start slowing it up here because we're coming in towards the airport. Just really don't want to run anyone over if they're there, although I doubt they are because it's career mode. We're under 15 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and contact arrival at airport.
One Foxtrot Alpha, Niner traffic Cessna November 1 Tree, 415 miles, southeast 4,400 feet inbound to land runway 01.
All right, below 5,000, below 6,000, add a little bit of juice to it. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and switch over to heading mode. And we're going to go a heading of about 300. And then we're going to go procedure, activate vectors to final. Coming in the other way. What in the world? $320 is fine, I guess. Alright, I need to pull this power back just a touch. We're getting a little bit too fast for this here. Indicated airspeed's getting up too high, just a touch too high. Oh, we have a tailwind now. That's why we're getting freaking higher ground speeds. Alright, so we're going to be looking at... There's that sort of lake there. That's this. And then there's going to be that lake just on the other side of it almost. So we're looking like that area. And we're coming down below 3,000 momentarily. We'll go ahead and throw mixture full rich. We're good there. Mixture's full rich. Throttle as required. Let's go ahead and do a descent checklist. Haven't done descent this whole time, but hey. Always a good time to... Power is desired. Mixture is adjusted. PFD barrow is set. Standby altimeter is set. Fuel selector is on both. And flaps are as desired. Before landing checklist is next. Fuel selector is on both. Mixture is full rich at this time. Landing, taxi lights, all that is on. And autopilot will put that away when we come into land. So they're gonna be, it's gonna be that right there, that little strip right there. So I can come like in this way and not really be a bother to anybody. Pull that power out. We don't need to be getting into the yellow arc. We are good where we're at in terms of speed, but we don't need to be getting into that yellow arc with the bumps we're hitting. So I'm going 320. That's my track right now. So we're going just for the north side of that lake edge. We're going right up into here. So right up through here. All right. We're coming down. Lights are all as required. Mixture's full rich. We're going to get flaps once we get in towards the pattern a little bit more. And we'll get all set up there. God, the autopilot on this G1000 is pretty drastic. I'm ready to take over any minute. I'm gonna land on a runway 1, like actually runway 1. And we'll go ahead and turn that flight director off too. Really, 1.9, and it's not gonna throw a fit either way. $1,500. Below 110, I'm gonna go ahead and get first notch of flaps in there. And just let it sort of fly itself. I'm gonna set up for the other side of the lake real quick. Still like 100 or 200 above the glide slope or the traffic pattern. We'll pull that power out quite a bit here because we're just gonna be trying to land right down there on that I can't tell if it's the grass or the... What is this? Asphalt. Oh, it's the asphalt pad. Okay. Well, we're gonna come out here. Okay. That works for me. No more than 30 degrees because that will increase our load factor significantly. And then increase our stall speed relatively, which we are already getting below. So lower that nose a little bit. We have 110 for this first notch of flap, so not much at all.
500.
That's fine. Second notch of flaps is coming in. We'll just do 2 notches of flaps today. We'll go ahead and get centered. And we're aiming for that asphalt. Really thin asphalt strip, like. Yeah, alrighty. That was a really, really tight asphalt strip. Like 6 meters? What is that in feet? That's like 20 feet across. That's the width of my wing. No. No. I was almost there. You have got to be kidding me. I'm here, but my freaking plane's down there. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to knock it out real quick. And I'm going to... I'm not going to file, but I'm going to set it for 4,000 feet. Oh, man. That's aggravating. I have 300 pounds of fuel on it. That's really aggravating. I'm gonna increase the sim rate this time. Yeah, all right, let's go. You can see crazy fast delivery barely right there.
Captain, are you ready? Great. It's Francis, your dispatcher, you know? Just a quick reminder about today's job. You have bulk cargo behind you. Time-critical shipment for our client site. Expected in no time at Fort Meade. The skids have high tolerance with turbulence, but make sure you keep the delivery smooth and on time. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe flying, Captain.
Ground Cessna November 11 Tree. 4 request taxi to the active west departure.
Cessna November 11 Tree 4 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 via taxiway. Contact tower on 120.4 when ready.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 27 via taxiway Cessna Tree 4.
All right, let's go back up in the air. Stop and hold short. Yep. Request takeoff clearance.
Tower Cessna November 11 Tree 4 ready for west departure at runway 27.
Cessna November 11 Tree 4 altimeter
3017
west departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 27.
Clear for takeoff west departure.
Cleared for
Departure
takeoff
to the west.
runway 27 Cessna Tree 4.
We're gonna take a roll and takeoff on this one. And full throttle. Engine gauge is all looking in the green. Airspeed is alive. 40 knots. 55, a little bit of back pressure. Let it fly itself off. Pitch for VY. Autopilot, go.
Cessna Tree 4 continue for west departure.
Tower Cessna November 11 Tree 4 continue for west departure.
Village Charmar? Page up. Page up.
Cessna Tree 4 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Tower Cessna November 11 Tree 4 frequency change.
Yeah, it's some BS. Alright. We're cooking. We'll be there in a few minutes. I got the sim rate turned up to 4 times, so. And we're down low enough to where we're getting that tailwind too, so we're going even faster than before. That sucks, but I wasn't gonna pay to move the plane again just because of that. I'm actually gonna land on runway 1 this time so that we go all the way down to the end and just finish it up. Ah, shiitake mushrooms. That thing always gets me. Every time. Alrighty. Wee. And one more. We're cooking it. Wee. 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 Alrighty. Under 5 minutes. Okay. $700 feet per minute down. We're gonna pull the power back for that one. Actually, no, we'll go 500 feet per minute down if we're pulling the power that much. Alrighty. And mixture's gonna go rich as we're coming down to 3,000. I'd rather land here with a little bit of a tailwind and just bring it in nice and slow than descent. Contact them.
1 Foxtrot Alpha, Niner traffic Cessna, November 11 Tree 45 miles southeast, 3,200 feet inbound to land.
Oh, finals on this side now. Oh, it did 19er backwards. Okay, that's fine. Keeping that descent in there. Oh, oh. Alright, make sure your lights are all set and power is as required. Flaps are going to get set as we... Okay, no, you don't want to take that wing down. No. No. Not flaps.
One Foxtrot Alpha Niner traffic Cessna, November 11 Tree 4 is on final runway 19er to land.
500.
Nope, that's not gonna work. Cram, clean, climb. Cool and call. Going around. All right. All right. Okay.
1 Foxtrot Alpha 9er traffic Cessna November 11 Tree 4 is taxiing to parking.
Cool. Finally got that mission done. And now my plane is sitting on its ass. Or for flying airport, whatever. S tier. Alrighty. Another 60,000. Cool. Cool. 2 levels. Awesome. Awesome. Now. Of 119, 120,000. Do I do turboprop? For 20? Or jet engine for 30? Get the Cirrus Vision Jet. Let's do this for 30. We can do both, honestly. Take the Vision Jet up. Literally just flying a pattern. Okay. Cool. Easy. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. All I need is throttle. Don't need jack. Anything else? Let this thing load real quick. Then, once I get this, I'll be working on more certifications, mostly. Or I can look at how much one of these would cost for a charter business. And if I can, I'll get into the charter side. Alrighty. Walking out to the airplane. Is this Chicago? Nope. Toronto. Toronto? Toronto. Canadidia. Alright, remove the pitot tube cover. We'll get right up there and remove that cover. And let's go ahead and get in. Lower the steps. In you get. Okay, okay. This thing is not really liking to look at anything else. All right, let's see here. We're going to set up Bat 1, Bat 2, Gen 1, Gen 2, all on. We're going to go all of our lights on, master oxygen. Fresh air is fine, or bleed air is not. Fresh air is fine. Yeah, actually, we don't need that, and we don't need probe heat yet. Bleed off, that is perfectly fine with me. Okay. Caution. Initial fuel. Oh man, I don't even know how much fuel is in this thing. What do we got in here, boss? Do we not have sensors for this? Navcom. Engine and fuel. What do we have for fuel? 73, 144 total gallons. So yeah, home, in it, 144 gallons. Confirm. Fob sync, confirm. Alright, back. Weight and balance is done. Flight plan is done. Yeah, we're in Toronto. Takeoff data. Takeoff data, required takeoff distance. I don't know. Something. We'll go split just so that I can see that over here. Alright. Pull that. Pull that. And those are not needed. Masks and all are not needed. Alright, let's go ahead. And Toronto is really not looking nice to me. Go ahead and hit run. Fuel pump comes on. And we'll hit start.
Welcome to Toronto Island Airport. I'll be making sure that you fly safe throughout your exam. You will be passing this certification in the Cirrus Vision Jet G2. We've got some light crosswind blowing from the north. Pay special attention to its impact on aircraft handling for both takeoff and landing.
Probe heat off, bleed off, all that's fine. We'll turn that bleed on. We'll just turn everything on for now. Alright. We'll request taxi clearance.
Ground November 1 Tree 4 request taxi for takeoff, departing straight out.
November 1 Tree 4 taxi to and hold short of runway 26 using taxiway Charlie Delta. Contact tower on 119.2 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short
All right.
runway 26 using taxiway Charlie Delta Tree 4.
Just follow these lines for now to get this certification done. All right, we'll come right up here and we'll cross over this and pull up to the whole short line.
City Tower November 1 Tree 4 ready at runway 26 straight
All right.
departure.
Flaps set one
November 1 Tree
for
4
takeoff.
altimeter 29.92 departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 26.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 Tree 4.
All right, runway 26. And let's go. Airspeed is alive. All right, cruising along here.
City Tower, November 1-1 tree, for 1,800 feet to land.
November 1-1 tree 4 City Tower. Altimeter 29.9 fly left downwind runway 26.
Enter left downwind runway 26 tree.
First notch of flaps, get us slowed up a little bit, extend the gear.
Tree 4 wind 019er at 1 tree. Cleared to land runway 26.
Cleared to land runway 26.
Clear to land.
tree 4.
Gear down, 3 green. 1, 2, 3 green. Flaps are set for takeoff. Okay, I guess we're only have flaps 10 today.
Tree 4 exit runway when able.
Okay, that thing is just...
Tree 4 turn next taxiway.
I'm doing it.
Tree 4 contact ground on 121.7.
121.7 tree 4. Ground November 1-1 tree 4 taxi to parking.
November 1-1 tree 4 taxi to General Aviation. Parking using taxiway Alpha Bravo.
Taxiing to General Aviation parking via taxiway Alpha Bravo tree 4.
All right, I can fly a jet.
It's not every day that you see pilots flying as well as you did. Congratulations.
Cool. Got an A. Awesome. I can now fly jets. Cool. I can buy the Vision Jet and the CJ4 if I get the multi-engine rating. All right. Do I do the multi-engine first? Or do I do the turboprop? Turboprop will open up single engine turboprops for me. Turboprop aircraft are more efficient and cost-effective than jets when flying at lower altitudes. They're also better suited for takeoffs on shorter and unpaved runways. Yeah, they're a little bit cheaper fuel burn-wise than jets are, but they're more expensive than props. That's 20 grand. Multi-engine is 15, so that's 35 grand. I could really do all of these if I really wanted to. Tail wheel is like 5. Let me get my turboprop. That way I could just knock like most of these out right now, and then I can more easily purchase and move into these aircraft as I go along. And what I might do is I might buy a Vision Jet. That thing was decently nice for like cargo, maybe, or or I could do charter. I think once this thing loads, this will be it for me tonight. It's already 1 a.m. Ace James. Yeah, alright. This thing is taking its sweet time to load, like always. Gotta love it. Probably gonna put me in a caravan, which is easy because I have single engine throttle over here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Womp womp. The little wheel of death is going. It's a going all right. Here we are, maybe. Caravan, a big 172. Actually, sorry, a big 206. It's literally a 208, so. Woof, you can actually get all up in there. Alright, Shift C. Let's just go ahead and get in. Yeah, alright, let's start this baby up. Cool. Starter. Avionics, 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 ignition, starter, fuel boost, battery on. We'll go ahead and do generator. Reset. Fuel boost on. Make sure we're gonna go into the feather position real quick. All right, fuel is cut off. Fuel shut off is in, and that, what was that one? Firewall shut off is off. Where's our fuel selectors and all? Bypass pull, normal push. Off. Bleed air, heat, all of that is off. Oh yeah, fuel selector should be up here. So those are all set to on and on for the left and the right. Oxygen is off. That is set. Alright. Anti-ice is set. 12 volt, no. Lights, we'll go taxi recog. Nope, we'll go beacon. That's what we want. Seatbelt, cabin, no smoking. Go ahead and turn all those on. And then we'll get parking brake is set. And trim is set for takeoff. And then what we do, we'll go ignition is on. And what you should hear is like a barbecue out there. And then we'll go start. And it's motoring. And then we go into
Welcome
low
to the
idle.
green fields and beautiful lakes of Switzerland. We're lucky enough to be flying over Lake Constance with some gorgeous weather today. You will be showing me how you perform a standard traffic pattern with a short landing using reverse thrust. You can start whenever you are ready.
I love the sound of a PT6 igniting. I know, right? Sounds like a freaking barbecue. And norm for ignition and starter is off. We had a good start. Running through basic real quick checklist. All right, let's bring it out of feather and all the way up to full fine. And this thing's really struggling. Don't really care about anything else over there. And even better, PW100 igniting. Makes a pretty decent little boom there. Yep. All right.
St. Gallen Ground Cessna November 11 Tree 4 with Quebec request taxi to the active departure to the west.
I just want to do touch and goes. Oh man, this thing is starting to struggle now that I'm doing all these weird ones. All right, acknowledge our taxi.
Short runway 10 using taxiway Alpha Cessna Tree 4.
All right, please smooth out a little bit. God, this thing just wants to take off on you. You need to sit up a little bit. All right. We're going to request takeoff clearance.
St. Gallen Tower Cessna.
And this is going to be the end of the runway?
11 Tree 4 ready for departure to the west at runway 10.
We're full. I'm going to go ahead into high idle and flaps for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 10 Cessna Tree 4.
Runway 10. We're gonna go that way. To the left. Alright. Advance the throttle. Everything full forward. Airspeed's alive. Whoa, okay. Wanted to leap off the freaking runway here. Climbing out. Pull that power back a touch. Flaps are coming up.
Cessna Tree for continue for west departure.
All right.
St. Gallen Tower Cessna November 11 Tree 4 continue for west departure.
We're climbing. And we'll be climbing up to 2,800 feet. And just keeping this turn nice and shallow coming around.
that you will have to perform a simulated short field landing as instructed in the aircraft's handbook.
A
The most
simulated
important part
short
being
field.
Use of the reverse thrust, of course.
Okay. I can do that. I can do a short field. That's easy. Alrighty. So the way we do a short field is we're going to go full flaps for landing. And then we will just keep it nice and slow on final. Alright,
St.
we're
Gallen
coming in
Towers,
full
Cessna,
stop,
November.
please.
11 tree for 3,000 feet to land.
Cessna November 11 tree 4 St. Gallen Tower. QNH 101 tree enter left.
Enter left downwind, runway 10 Cessna tree 4.
Alright, pulling that throttle back.
Cessna
We'll get within the
4,
white arc.
Windcom cleared to land runway 10.
Cleared to land runway 10 Cessna tree 4.
We'll just pull that to idle. First notch of flaps. We'll start this descent down. Roll into a base turn here. And as I go base leg and roll out a little bit, I will next notch of flaps. Alright, where's this runway at? God, this thing is struggling because it hasn't had to actually do this. Okay. Bring this power out. There's our pappies. Oh, it's lagging too much. There's going to be a crater. Reverse thrust.
Cessna tree 4 turn next taxiway.
Okay. That was better than I thought it was gonna be. Honestly, with the lag that's happening on this thing right now, because it's loading too many airplanes, probably. God damn.
Cessna tree 4 turn next taxiway.
I know. I'm making my way down there. All right.
Cessna Tree Tree for turn next taxiway.
I'm working on it. The next taxiway was all the way at the end of the runway. Tower.
Cessna Tree Tree for contact ground on 121.805. Going to 121.805 Cessna Tree Tree 4. St. Gallen Ground Cessna November 11 Tree Tree for request taxi to parking. Cessna November 11 Tree Tree 4 taxi to General Aviation parking via taxiway November Mike. Taxiing
Alright.
to General Aviation parking using taxiway November Mike Cessna Tree Tree 4.
Taxiing to parking. All the way down there. Taxiing on in here. I'm gonna have to learn how to shut all this down. Actually, I'll just leave it all running. We'll just kill the mixture. Or the condition lever, sorry. Feather it out and then we'll kill the condition lever. So most operators taxi like this in high idle, and then they just kick it into reverse every now and then. Park like this. Do that. Pull our prop back. And feather. And flaps are coming up. All lights are coming off. And we're gonna go cut off.
You handled that plane like you've been flying one daily. Congratulations on obtaining your turboprop certification.
That's not feathered prop. That's BS. Got an A. Cool. Congratulations, turboprop certification has been passed. So I can now fly all of those if I really want to. Okay, back to HQ. Let's see what we have for. I want to see this. Crazy fast delivery. I want to buy aircraft. What if I want to expand your aircraft choices? If I want to buy used airplane. How much would a used airplane cost? Oh, I could buy a Caravan EX for 1.6. That's very broken. I could buy or a 172. That's it. What about new? What are my options when I buy brand new? My options are much, much better. So I could do a Patey Aviation, Mike Patey Aviation, Draco X, if I have a tailwheel. I could do a de Havilland if I have a tailwheel. I could do a Skyhawk. I could do a Grand Caravan for 3.7. PC-12 for 4.8. Or a Beluga for $306 million. That's great. So, I think the best thing to do here is create company. Cargo transport is owned. What about charter service? Charter service would have the better one. What? Cargo transport medium? Is that what's up? Yeah? Okay. Missions. Cargo transport medium. Yep. And it's going to want to take me over here and have me do a medium cargo transport mission. Which I could do because that's in Japan. Anything freelance? There's one there. Down to South Florida. Nothing freelance down here. God, I really need to get back up to there. But I want to do it from down here. That's the only issue. One hour, 30 minutes. In the 208. Oh, man, I want to do that. That's going to be for next time. I'm going to go ahead and stream. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Have a good one, guys.